here. So we've all been there. You just came back from a shoot, and now you have to deal with sending people your photographs through email. So how do you go about that? Well, I'm Captain Giorgio, and today we're going to be discussing how to send high quality images through email using raw images. Alright, so let's get this started. So let's say we have this image here. I have a raw image that is 25 megs, right? You have another one here that's 24, and another one here that's 26 megs. So we're gonna try to send this through Gmail, right? And then this one that pops up saying that we have to go drop it into Google Drive. But what if you don't have Google Drive? What if your job or the people you work with don't allow you to use these networks because of some reason? This is a very specific situation, and I know right now at my old internship, what they used to tell me is that we can't use these services. We have to go through what they are, I guess, policy tied to or whatever. What we had to do was use Outlook, and through Outlook they weren't giving me permission to send files over 3 megs. I had to come up with a method to send people photographs that are coming from raw images files, and then just simply converting them over to like a small compressed JPEG. So how do we do that? When you first begin converting your raw images, first edit them using Camera Raw. So let's go over here, drag and drop the image. So let's say this is one of the images you took, right? You do your adjustments and whatnot. This will make a really nice stock photo, I think. Alright, so after you've made your adjustments and you're satisfied with how the image looks, you want to start converting it from a RAW to a JPEG. So the way I approach it is by going into File, Save As, JPEG. Oh, I'm sorry. And now we're using Photoshop. And now you go into wherever you want to save it to. Kind of rename it California Vibes or something. And now in this window's gonna come up when you're trying to save it. So as you can see, it's letting you know, hey, if you save it at this quality, 12, which is the maximum, the file is still going to be 14 megabytes. But the challenge is to compress it even more. So what I would do is perhaps bring that number down. Is pretty much what I'm trying to do. And then from there it calculates. All right, we have 1.2 megabytes. Let's see how 1 is the lowest quality. So yeah, let's save it like that. And now when we check our image, here it is. The noise is being more pronounced, but as you can see, looks pretty fine actually. But yeah, now as you can see, we've condensed it from 26 megabytes, right? That's where we started, and now we've brought it down to 895 kilobytes. That is less than a megabyte. That is really small. And with this ability of sending these high quality images and being able to compress them, it's a very useful tool, because not only will you be able to send these through emails like that, like quick, but then also, again, this goes to like the people out there who have like a very, I guess in my opinion, weird situation where like their jobs or like the client or your boss can't use these, are limited to services that they can use. So this is one way that I would approach the situation. And like I said, at my job, we're limited to using Outlook, and Outlook only allows you to send a maximum of 3 megabyte files. So what I would do is edit them out, export them, and send either multiple emails, which is, I don't like doing that, or sometimes if I have like a collection of compressed images, I can just zip them up and then send them all as a batch, and my job will be done at the moment. But that's pretty much a very easy way of just converting your raw images into JPEGs. And since we're on the topic of converting raw images into JPEGs, let's talk about how to convert multiple raw images into JPEGs. So let's do it. Alright, to get this process started, what you want to do first is open up Adobe Bridge. And this is what I use to kind of like organize my media and to also rename my images, batch rename them and stuff. But in terms of converting your raw images into JPEGs, what you gotta first do is locate your image files as we have here. So here are my 3 images, and again, this could be however images you need. But after you select the best ones, you go on ahead and now you want to start converting them. And once you have your images selected, you're going to click this little icon here that says opening camera raw. And then once you do, Camera Raw is going to open up all these 3 images, right? And again, you can edit them out here, whatever you need to do. This is pretty much it. And then once you have your images all edited out, fire lit, super bent, what you can do is select them all here on the left side. And you're going to go down to this button down here in the bottom left corner. It's going to be called Save Images. Save images. And from here you're gonna call them whatever you need to do. What's more important here is this menu where it says here format, and here is where we let camera know that we want to save all these 3 images as a JPEG. If you want to keep the metadata, you can. I usually just keep everything just for the sake of the photo, just to come back to it. Remember how before we had that menu when we used the save as to compress our raw image into a JPEG? Well, here we had the same exact thing. Only thing is it's going to affect all of these images that we selected. So I want to let Camera Raw know that I want to save these images as, low quality, maybe a 2, right? And that's pretty much it. If you want to resize them, if you want to change their color space, you can do that. But as long as we have everything in the folder where you want to save everything in, you should be good. And then you hit save. Camera Raw is going to do is pretty much export these images. And again, you can do this to a bunch of multiple other files as well. And now, as you can see, we have a folder of 3 images, rallying up a total of 3.2 megabytes, and we exported it as like a 2 quality. So imagine with a 1, we would be able to send these images out through email. So yeah, and they come up pretty good. Oh shoot, you can see everything. And so that's the trick into converting high quality images and turning them into something really small for you to be able to send them out to your clients and to your employer. And I think this is a pretty good tool that Adobe produces. Again, I'm not being paid. Let's make that clear. No payment. Hey, no payment. And this is something I use sometimes every day at my job, and it's become something really handy that I feel like I wanted to show you about, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's going through this trouble of being limited to or having access to certain services that don't allow you to send out big files out to people. So sometimes these are the things that we have to come to. And I hope it helped you out in some way. I hope you enjoyed the video too. So please hit me that like. I would really appreciate it. And if you would, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm Captain Giorgio, and I hope you have a nice day. Also a nice week. I'm filming this on a Sunday.